People were seated outside a flat when they were approached by gunmen driving a grey vehicle. The gunmen opened fire on the group, killing victims aged 15 and 22. KZN Police spokesperson Robert Nichunda says a dog was also killed during the incident.
2 people were shot and killed, while 7 more victims were taken to hospital with various degrees of gunshot injuries. A dog was also shot and killed during the incident. The victims' ages range between 15 and 22 years old.
President Cyril Ramaphosa says those who've pulled out of attending the G20 summit will miss out on the important work of the summit. He says boycott politics never work because the work set out for the meeting will continue in their absence. Ramaphosa was speaking at the CEO City Cleanup at Walter Sisulu Square in Kliptown, Soweto. He's expressed that he's pleased with the progress of the city's revitalization a week before the summit. Relebogile Mabotja reports.
US President Donald Trump was among the first to announce that he will not attend the G20 summit, adding that no other US government officials will be present. Since then, the presidents of China, Argentina, Mexico and Russia have also withdrawn from attending and opted to send representatives instead. Commenting on the impact of absent leaders on the summit, Ramaphosa says it is those who choose not to attend who will be most affected.
But we have said that boycott politics never work. If you boycott an event or a process, you are the greatest loser because the show will go on. The summit will go on. We're not going to stop because they are not here. And we will continue and we will take fundamental decisions on matters that affect the people of the world.
He adds that the G20 represents up to 80% of the global economy. Relebogile Mabotja, Eyewitness News, Kliptown.
The EFF and Umkhonto weSizwe parties have refused to support the DA's motion of no confidence against Gauteng Premier Panyaza Lesufi. Political parties in the provincial legislature are currently debating the no confidence vote. The DA initiated the motion to oust Lesufi, citing issues such as the disbanding of the crime prevention wardens and alleged mismanagement related to the Tembisa Hospital tender corruption scandal. The EFF's Moses Goma has dismissed the DA's motion against the Premier, an ANC leader, as baseless.
Madam Speaker, there is no motion sponsored by Stellenbosch, concocted by Donald Trump that will find expression. We want our land and jobs now.
The MK's Tabangani says it still supports Lesufi remaining in office.
As Umkhonto weSizwe, we stand firm and unequivocal opposition to this fabulous and opportunistic motion of no confidence tabled by the DA. Who is DA? DA is a party formed in 1999 by racist white oppositions to black communities. That is DA.
The Gauteng Health Department is today leading a commemorative event in Soweto to mobilize communities to adopt healthier lifestyles on World Diabetes Day. World Diabetes Day, observed annually, aims to raise awareness about the chronic illness and other non-communicable diseases. This year's focus is on the challenges faced by workers living with diabetes, including stigma, discrimination, and common misconceptions in the workplace. Under the slogan, "Know more and do more for diabetes at work," the Health Department is urging employers to create supportive environments and promote early screening. Tandolu Ngcobo has more.
Protea South community members turned out in large numbers at the local community hall in Soweto this morning as the annual drive to promote early detection of diabetes got underway. Various health sectors have set up gazebos and testing stations to bring screening and other health services directly to the community as part of the drive. Health officials say early detection is especially crucial for people aged between 34 to 75 and those who are overweight, as they carry a higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes. Gauteng Health MEC Nomantu Ngcobo is set to lead the commemorative event. Tandolu Ngcobo, Eyewitness News.
And the Nasser hospital in the south of Gaza says it's received 15 more Palestinian bodies as part of the ongoing US-brokered ceasefire exchange between Israel and Hamas. This latest transfer brings the total number of bodies returned to the hospital to 330. Under the terms of the agreement, Israel returns 15 Palestinian bodies for every deceased Israeli handed back. At the start of the truce on October the 10th, Hamas held 20 living hostages and 28 bodies. It's since released all surviving hostages and returned 25 sets of remains, fulfilling the ceasefire requirements. In exchange, Israel has freed nearly 2,000 Palestinian prisoners and returned the bodies of hundreds of Palestinians. Israel says Hamas is slowing the handover of remaining Israeli bodies, while Hamas argues the delays stem from the difficulty of recovering remains buried under Gaza's rubble after 2 years of war. Gold is trading at $4,169.25 an ounce. The rand is at 17.13 to the dollar, 22.51 to the pound, and 19.89 to the euro. Brent crude oil is at $63.01 a barrel.
Well, at this stage, if you're heading into the Four Ways area, there's slow-moving traffic in the Bryanston area. That's the N1 southbound between Rivonia Road and Winnie Mandela Drive. Also bumper-to-bumper traffic. This is if you're in the Calvin Alex area, those roadworks causing heavy delays on the N3 southbound between the Between to Change and London Road.
It's a cloudy Friday in Gauteng with isolated afternoon showers and thunder showers expected. The temperatures peaking at highs of between 22 and 27. The top story in EWN this hour: 2 people have been killed and 7 others injured in a shooting in Durban's Wentworth area this morning as police launch a manhunt for the gunman.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app.
702.
Live
On the Prime Media Plus app.
DSTV channel 856
92.7
and 106 FM. Let's walk the talk.
Hello, good afternoon to you. I'm Jane Dutton. I'm in for Relebogile. It's good to be with you. And today we are celebrating South Africans who shape culture in their own lands, from the kitchen to the stage to the studio. Baker's Creationz has taken the humble snowball and reinvented it for a new generation, turning a home recipe into a national treat that lands fresh on retail shelves every day. And I've tried it. I can attest to the deliciousness of them. Sipho Hotsticks Mabuse gave us the anthem of our youth. Burnout wasn't just a hit, it was a liberation, the song that made life feel enormous. And 5 decades on, he's still carrying the rhythm of this country. And James Ntobo, the kid from KwaMashu, who became one of the most influential theatre voices, from a well-known actor to first black artistic director of the Market Theatre Foundation and the creative mind behind productions that shifted how South Africa tells its stories. He's on the upside of failure. So 3 creators, 3 paths, 1 country shaped by their imagination, all here in the 702 studio with me and you. You know what to do. Give us a call. I'm sure you want to talk to everybody who's on the show today for the next couple of hours. 011-883-0702. You can tweet me at Radio702 at Jane Dutton. You can WhatsApp us, send us a voice note on 072-702-1702. And you can also SMS us to 31702.
702.
Food feature.
This 702 food feature is brought to you by FNB Premier. Switch, spend and win with FNB Premier till the 30th of November. So Baker's Creationz is a South African confectionery manufacturing business and bakery specializing in crafting premium cakes and treats supplied fresh to retailers. Renowned for its innovative twist on the classic snowball, the brand takes pride in blending tradition with creativity to deliver irresistible, high-quality confections. At Baker's Creationz, every product is made to sweeten everyday moments with freshness, flavor, and flair. And we're going to be talking to the man, the brains behind it all, Blessing Sithole, founder of Baker's Creationz. Very good afternoon to you. I'm blown away by your journey from coming up with this concept to ending up being on the shelves of some of the biggest supermarkets. How did you do it?
Good afternoon, Jane, and thank you so much for such an opportunity to be part of your show. It's been a rocky journey. It's still rocky, but we're able to do it, of course, with help, from some of the big organizations that are holding our hands and say, you can see what you're doing in your corner there. Let's walk with you. Let's walk you through how to get to the other side.
Okay, and why did you decide on the snowball? What was it in it that made it exciting for you? If you can just pull that mic a little bit closer so we can hear you, can pull it towards you. Oh, there we go. Now you can start singing. You got the grip. All right.
Yeah. Basically, I started baking out of love for cakes. So I love it. I love to eat cakes. So each time I'd buy cakes from the shop or existing bakeries at that time. So I'd always find something that I would like to tweak, something that I wouldn't be happy about. Now, when I was introduced into baking, so it made sense for me to start playing around with the recipes. Up until such point, I was able to develop my own recipes. And then I looked at the snowball, the old traditional one. It's hard, and I like soft stuff. And I looked at the market, and then I realized that, no, there is a potential here. If I reinvent this into what the modern market, into the direction where the modern market is going, probably they would love it. And boom, it happened, and the markets love it.
And it's also, I was talking, because after this I go filming for a little TV show, and I was talking to the makeup artist, and she's from KZN, and she said it's something that she grew up with. So it's quite emotional. It's quite an emotional food too, isn't it, for many people?
That's true, especially in KZN. So that's one of the treats that we grew up with. Of course, we've been used into the old traditional one. So that makes it easier to try out the one that we have, because we've basically introduced it into different flavors. We still have the old traditional flavor, which is the raspberry flavor, and it has that traditional look. And then we also have other flavors like chocolate and vanilla, so now to suit the modern markets.
And what did we try a little earlier? I tried the pink one, which, as you say, it's not hard, it's soft, it crumbled all over me, and I think I've forgotten to clean my mouth. It was absolutely delicious, but very soft and gooey inside.
Yes, so that was the vanilla one. And I also saw you going all the way with the chocolate one as well.
Hey, don't embarrass me. And you were saying, so that's the choc chip one, right? But you said you're going to rename it.
That's the muffin.
The muffin.
That's the muffin. So
Yes.
we've been calling it the choc chip, but we're going to rename it the double chocolate, because it's basically made by double chocolate. And then we're going to reintroduce the choc chip. We'll make it differently.
All right. But before we talk about your journey and how it all started and how you got to where you are today as a young boy in the kitchen, let's listen to this.
I'm Samela Kilboy, an actress and mom to 3 lovely kids. I worry about how sugar can make them sick. Drinking sugary drinks could lead to diabetes, heart disease, and obesity as they get older. Diabetes is one of the top causes of death in South Africa. I'm joining the fight to demand government puts our health ahead of greedy industry profits. Government must act now. Increase the health promotion levy on sugary drinks. Sign the petition on heala.org. That's HEALA.org.
KwaZulu-Natal has it all, believe it. The Zulu Kingdom is home to unforgettable adventures and experiences that will stay with you forever. Why not invite Abumdase and whale watch along our wild coast, or turtle track in the heart of St. Lucia? Take a tour of our historic battlefields. Then rise above the beautiful Midlands meander in a hot air balloon trip made for 2. Unforgettable happens here. Zwagala.
Take the ultimate spin with 10Bet and me, Andile Ngube, to win a luxury BMW X3. Join 10bet.co.za. Play selected games. Every 10 rands you play earns you points. Hit the top of the leaderboard and the prize could be yours. T's and C's apply. 10Bet is a licensed betting operator and supports responsible gambling. No persons under the age of 18 shall be permitted to bet. Betting can be addictive. Winners know when to stop. South African Responsible Gambling Foundation toll-free counseling line 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp help to 076 675 0710. License number 921096661.
Introducing South Africa's most affordable way to get hearing aids. At Specsavers Audiology, you can now get a pair of hearing aids from as little as 599 Rand per month. Hearing clearly shouldn't be a luxury. Enjoy life's moments from 599 Rand per month. Test your hearing today and join the conversation with Specsavers Audiology. T's and C's apply.
Standard Bank and 702 have joined forces to bring you China Unlocked.
Africa generally provides a massive opportunity for all tourists. People, Europe is largely saturated in tourism. I see in the Middle East significant numbers of tourists increasingly coming to this part of the world. Think Saudi Arabia, I think the UAE, Dubai in particular, Abu Dhabi, and increasingly. And it's all about creating connectivity, safety, and a good value proposition for tourists. We have a relatively cheap destination, generally speaking. It's, of course, there's a long-haul destination, but people want those unique experiences. We have to package it, market it, and sell it effectively.
Don't miss China Unlocked on 702 Drive with John Perlman. Tuesdays on 702. Brought to you by Standard Bank Business and Commercial, an authorized FSP and registered credit provider. 702.
Food feature.
I'm talking to Blessing Sithole, founder of Baker's Creationz, about his incredible journey from a kid in the kitchen and who was obviously a good baker, and then made it all the way to putting your product on big supermarket shelves. And I'm always impressed with somebody who can bake. I mean, it's a certain skill, isn't it? I can cook. I'm not the best, but I can cook. But I can't bake. How did you learn to love baking and mastering it?
For me, it started with the love of cakes. And then from there, I started playing around, I started with the premixes that you buy from the shops that are already with almost all the ingredients already mixed. So you just add water and probably eggs. And then from there, I started getting recipes from the packets of flour at the back and then try out the recipes, tweak there and there, until such a point where I realized that, no, I'm able to do this. I'm able to tweak the recipes to my liking. And then from there, it got to a point where I was able to develop my own recipes. And then did my own recipes. And again, it got to a point where I realized the potential for this becoming a real business.
How did you get to that point?
Growing up, I always wanted to have my own business. But at that time, I had no clue what business it was going to be. And now when I started my baking, when it started creating demand. So whenever there's family gatherings and family celebrations, so my family will always recommend that I'm the one who does the baking rather than buying the cakes.
Sure.
And then from there, the neighbors, friends, family friends and relatives, they started liking my cakes. They started asking for a referral to the person who baked those goods. And then so it made sense for me that, no, there's potential for this becoming a real business. Then I started taking orders from them. And then the whole neighborhood now started placing orders.
Incredible. I mean, were you going to do anything else and then you just realized that this is bigger than that other thing?
You won't believe that at that time I was working.
Yes.
So it got to a point where I had to decide that, no, I need to pursue this.
And how
Then
wonderful
I
to
left
do
my job,
something that you love.
It's so wonderful. It doesn't feel like you're at work.
Okay, so you realized that you were very good at this, and then you started creating your own products. How did you get from being a relatively small business but expanding and onto the shelves of supermarkets?
So it was a vision for me when I decided to pursue this as a real business. Then I did my research. Then I realized the gap. And fortunately, in my previous job, I had worked with the retailers and I understood what the requirements are in order to access the retail market. So, and I planned accordingly. As much as it was difficult because it requires funding. So, and I started participating in business competitions. Fortunately, I participated in a Pick and Pay business competition, and I was one of the winners within the confectionery. And the prize being landing on the Pick and Pay shelves.
Really?
However,
and what did you make?
I made the snowball.
Yes. and obviously it was just loved.
They loved the snowball because I had to pick one product that I feel that it has an opportunity within the Pick and Pay market. So, and of course, to me, I had to choose the snowball, and they liked it. And then they landed on shelf. Of course, I had to comply, accordingly in terms of the food safety.
Now, I was going to ask you about that because I know somebody who provides cakes for Woolworths, and it's quite something, right? You don't just make a cake and put it in the back of your car and get it onto the shelves. There are plenty of health and safety requirements too.
It's quite a hefty process that is extremely expensive, that is lengthy. I had to build a facility to certain standards to meet certain requirements. I had to do certain training for myself as well as my staff members. So I had to test products, because whatever you sell, you've got to have scientific evidence that whatever you claim on the label, you have to have scientific evidence to back it. The entire process took us 3 years.
3 years?
3 years, just working on the compliance. As much as we had the agreement now with Pick n Pay to say, now you can supply us, but you need to meet these requirements. The entire process took us about 3 years. And then when the 3 years ended, boom, there was COVID-19.
Oh.
Everything had shut down.
Oh, no. So what happened to you then?
After COVID-19, the KZN unrest.
Yes.
Yeah. Fortunately, when the KZN unrest happened, we were just about a month in at Pick n Pay.
Right. So you were already established.
Exactly.
What sort of impact did this have on your the sort of employment that you provide for members in the community? And talk us through that work and why that's important for you.
So that has made a huge impact in our community, especially we based in a rural community. And in the rural communities, there's hardly any sustainable jobs other than the EPW programs. We currently the largest independent employer in our community because we currently have 30 community members that work with us, that we've given them sustainable jobs. And all our employees, they walk to work. They are members of the community. So this business has become like a pride of our community. It's something that the community prides with.
How important is it to get that balance, to give back when you start making a success?
It's very important because when you neglect the community that raised you, to us, I am my community. So it makes sense. It's like when you make it and then you neglect your family. So for me, it made sense that whatever I do, I have to do it in my community.
Then they were the ones buying from you in the beginning.
Exactly, So they've been supporting this business from day one, and they're still supporting this business till today.
So obviously it's important for them and all of those others that you support that this business is sustainable. How do you keep upscaling it, and what are the challenges there?
The biggest challenge is access to funding, and being based in the rural area, and the challenges are 10 times what the business based in urban areas experience. So it makes it very difficult, and of course programs that are developed by bigger businesses does come into play. So you mentioning programs like what Pick n Pay created that give us access into their shelves, as well as programs that we're currently participating in by Nedbank Pitch and Polish. They shape us not by only giving us access to funding, but the information, the mentorship, and the guidance towards growing the business, because I've never grown any business previously. So this is the first time I'm doing this. So for me, it does come in handy to link up with people who has walked the journey. As much as they've worked in different industries, but there are similarities to every business on how the business is run. So for me, learning from other people, it does come in handy, and it does help me to grow my business.
Because when I was eating your delicious snowballs, you were just saying how it's easier in a way to be a baker than to become the business person that is necessary to push this kind of business to a success.
That is so true. You can be a great baker and not being able, that doesn't mean that you'll be a good business person. And you can be a great business person who knows absolutely nothing about baking and still make it. So it's very challenging, but yet important to balance the two. So you need to create a great product, and not only baking. So it could be any product that you're working with, but you need to balance creating a great product, as well as you need to get the necessary information to become the good business person to balance the two.
You were also telling us how you don't put any preservatives in, because also that's another fine-tuning, bigger element to it. And your product has to travel to get to the shelves, and there's a certain lifespan, a certain amount of days before it goes off. So how do you manage that, and how quickly does your stuff come off the shelves?
That is one of the biggest hurdle that we're still working around in terms of mitigating that, because it does limit our growth. We're based in KZN, and yes, we have access to retailers across South Africa, but we are unable to reach that far because of that challenge, the shelf life. So as the product travels, it continuously loses shelf life because it will take probably a day to move from KZN to Gauteng, another day to move from the Gauteng distribution center to the stores. So, and the stores, they need to have fair amount of time or fair amount of days to keep the product on shelves in order to sell it.
And they must be pretty confident that it's going to be sold within that time frame.
Exactly. So that is quite a huge challenge. But so far, we're able to survive with the snowball because our snowball is 9 days from production. So it takes about 3 days for a product to reach the store from KZN to a Gauteng store. But with the KZN stores, it takes about 2 days. So yet we are working on improving the systems to be able to have the product quicker in the stores so that the store can have a more number of days to be able to sell the product.
And what do people say about your product? What's the feedback?
They love the product. The biggest challenge and the biggest complaint is that we're not available everywhere. And we are working on that.
Okay, so you want to get to more stores, you want to get to more provinces. Where else do you see yourself in, say, 5 years' time?
So we definitely need to conquer South Africa. And fortunately, we already have access. We just need to make these fine-tuned distribution and work on the shelf life. And once we conquer South Africa, we need to look at outside South Africa, exporting to the neighboring countries. We've got countries like Lesotho, Swaziland, that are just our neighbors. And we need to access those.
Okay. If you had to give some advice to somebody who wants to start out, to some youngster who's listening, to somebody who's a little bit older, who's a good baker, what would you tell them?
You don't have to be perfect. Start with the little information that you have, the little knowledge that you have. Start, and then you'll find a way as you try what you're trying. And also, trying and failing, that's not failure. Failure is when you give up.
Would you add other products to it?
Definitely, our basket is quite wide, but again, due to those challenges of shelf life, because some of the product, they only have like 3 days shelf life. So we're unable to distribute them as far. So we only have them available within the Durban and surrounding areas. But we are working on improving that to make our products accessible throughout the country.
All right. So if anyone wants to get hold of you, if anyone wants to get hold of the product, the social media handles, the websites, what are they?
We're currently working on our social media. So end of this month, we're going to be launching our social media. Currently, we are available through our office telephone number, which is 031-510-7063.
All right. And we have got a message for you, and I think that somebody wants to tell you something about your product, which we're going to play for you any second now. And it's not a voice message. Puli says, "Good day, Jane and your guest. Wow, I want to give flowers to your guest while he can still smell them. Congratulations to him being the biggest employer in his community." And absolutely, it's so wonderful to hear, firstly, of somebody's incredible success, who has an idea and who makes money out of it, but especially that you give back to the community. And it's been wonderful talking to you. Blessing Sithole, founder of Bakers Creationz.
Thank you so much, Jane.
To celebrate 25 years of helping you live the Premier life, FNB Premier is giving you a chance to win a 14-day European tour experience and other cool monthly prizes. Open any FNB Premier account from September to 31 December 2025. Switch your salary, swipe or tap a minimum of 2,000 Rand per month for 3 months straight. Spend and win with FNB Premier. FNB, help changes everything. TCs and competition rules apply. FNB, a division of First Rand Bank Limited, an authorized financial services and credit provider.
It's 1:30, time for the news headlines.
Thanks, Jane. Good afternoon. I'm Khomotso Modise. 2 people have been killed and 7 others injured in a shooting in Durban's Wentworth area this morning as police launch a manhunt for the gunman. Reports indicate that a group of people was seated outside a flat when they were approached by gunmen driving a grey vehicle. The gunman opened fire on the group, killing victims aged 15 and 22. Wynberg Girls High School in Cape Town has been declared safe by the police's bomb disposal and K9 units. This morning's bomb threat was the second at the school in a matter of days. It comes at the end of the 4th week of matric exams, with grade 12s writing Life Sciences Paper 1 today. And the EFF and MK Party have refused to support the DA's motion of no confidence against Gauteng Premier Panyaza Lesufi. Political parties in the provincial legislature are currently debating the no confidence vote.